Guess what day it is, y'all? Yeah, today is Monday. And we back at it again for another episode of Almond Delights Reading Corner. So come on in. This week, we'll be reading Love and Gospel Music. What's wrong with telling the damn truth? By your author, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Y'all head on over to Amazon.com and get your books. Download it on your Kindle or just order the paperback. Come on and support our authors, y'all. Love and gospel music. But is it really about love and gospel music? We over here reading, y'all. Make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe to Almond Brown everywhere. Check the description box to get all the links to his book and also to Mr. Timothy Blaine's YouTube channel. We almost reading, y'all. Are you ready? It's that time. Shh. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Almond Delights Reading Corner. I am your girl, Miss Almond Brown 09. And coming to you guys today with our read of Love and Gospel Music, honey. What's wrong with telling the damn truth? By Mr. Timothy Blaine. We are on chapter 4 this week, so I'm going to let you guys know what happened last week. I'm not going to tell y'all the whole story. So if you missed it, go back and listen to the read from last week. This is our third read. So last week we know that Dwayne... he writes in his journal. He has to write to the Lord. That's how he gets everything out, because he has a bad stutter. And so we found out that Dwayne and his friend and two of his friends, they were coming into themselves knowing that they were gay, but they had a pact that they were not going to tell anybody until their 20th birthday. To their 20th birthday. They wasn't going to wait till they was 18, but until they were past 18 or whatnot. But one of the boys' father is the right reverend. And he told his dad that he was gay and he ended up killing himself. So that's where we are. And then the pastor actually came to talk to Dwayne because his best friend had told his dad that, you know what? I'm talking too much. Let me shut up. If y'all missed it, go back and read. Go back and listen to the second read. I ain't telling y'all no more. I almost told y'all the whole story. So if you want to hear what the pastor said to Dwayne, go back and listen to the second read of Love and Gospel Music. So we are on chapter 4. We will see how far we get. If I'm going to give you guys 2 chapters, because these chapters are pretty long, because he's writing his journal, but nevertheless, it's good. So I hope you guys are relaxed. I hope you guys had a wonderful Monday. And let's get ready to read. Hello to everyone in the chat. Those of you that will be up there in the congregation stand, in the choir stand, and the ones that will chit-chat down here in the chat box. So, chapter 4, California and the World. Journal entry 1308, May 27th, 1979. Bless you, Holy Father. Well, the verdict is in. My brother Johnny really is a drug dealer. As usual, Grandma was right. I was so mad at her when she told him to stop sending me money 3 years ago. Of course, he never did stop sending me the money, and I never stopped taking it. But I had to get a P.O. box. It was a big hassle, and I didn't like being so sneaky, but I sure like getting those $100 bills. I suppose I had to know that Johnny was up to no good, but that wasn't enough to stop me from taking the money. I'm not nearly as holy as my grandmother is, Lord. I just kept telling myself that maybe he was winning the money gambling or shacking up with a rich white woman. I never asked where the money was coming from because I really didn't want to know. Somehow that made taking it a lot easier. I watch a lot of those gangster movies on TV, Lord. And in most of the good ones, there is a scene where the bad guys are giving money to the Catholic Church or sending their brothers to seminary or passing out turkeys at Thanksgiving. Are those of us who take the turkeys or the money really just as bad as the criminals, Lord? Just as greedy? Just as destined for harsh judgment? Well, I couldn't delude myself anymore when Johnny picked me up 3 days ago at the Los Angeles airport in a brand new Cadillac Eldorado. I hadn't seen my brother since I was 12 and he was 14. Well, we're both grown men. I'll be 21 in a few months. But we look like we were born on two different planets. Johnny has gold caps on his teeth, dark gold sunglasses covering his eyes, gold chains, diamonds, and assorted other tacky jewelry hanging from every part of his body. He topped that off with what I think they call a jerry curl in his hair and wearing what appeared to be a custom fitted, in other words, tight black leather suit. If my mother or grandmother saw what I saw when I stepped off of that plane, somebody would probably have to call for two stretchers. As far as I can tell, there might have been an alien hiding under all of that stuff. But in spite of all of the decorations, it was really great to see Johnny again. I asked him to take off the huge sunglasses so we can talk. Now, don't come down here tripping, young gangster. Youngster. He said, "This ain't Ohio." I'm not tripping on you, Johnny. It's just that I haven't seen you in a long time. I want to see your face. How's the family? He asked, slipping the dark shades down to the tip of his nose. What's little Sarah up to? She's good. Not so little anymore. She says you never call her anymore. You could thank your mama for that. She said that I'm a bad influence on a little girl and that I had to get myself together before I could call her house. Why would she say something like that, Dwayne? You been saying anything to mama about me? I don't know anything about you, Johnny. Besides, you know that mama and me don't talk very much. We never did. Sounds like things haven't changed much. What about Granny? She still mad at me? She told me to tell you the next time you call that she's yet praying for you. She loves you, Johnny. You don't ever have to worry about Grandma. She just wants what she feels is best for all of us. You should have never told her about the money, Dwayne. I was 17 years old and my best friend had just committed suicide. Besides, you never told me that it was supposed to be a secret. You just told me that you had a good job at a movie studio. I guess I just wanted to believe that you were telling me the truth. And what about now, little brother? What do you believe now? What do I believe about what? I asked, not wanting to go there just yet. Don't play games, Dwayne. You still think that I work for a movie studio? Not looking like that, I answered with hints of a smile creasing my face. Don't worry about how I look, little brother. When we get to the hood, we'll see who looks like they dress funny. You live in the hood? No, I make too much money to live over there. But that's where I handle my business and spend most of my time. If it's okay with you, Johnny, I think I'd rather stick close to your house or the tourist spots while I'm here. I came here to see you, not the hood. However you want to do it, little brother. It's your vacation. What exactly is your business anyway, Johnny? My business is just exactly that, Dwayne. My business. But I'm curious about something. Why did mama let you come out here? She's been treating me like I'm public enemy number one lately. I'm 20 years old, Johnny. 21 in a few months. I'm not a kid anymore. I made the decision to come out here on my own. You're my only brother, and I want to spend some time with you. Is there anything wrong with that? Dwayne, does mama know that you're out here? She knows I'm on vacation. California? She thinks I'm in San Diego checking out the naval base. I answered, feeling like a child caught in a lie. What difference does any of this make anyway, Johnny? The point is that I'm 20 years old and I'm not going to turn 21 living in that house. I should have been gone by now. Who wants to still be living at home with their mama at 21? So you're out here to check out Los Angeles? And here I thought you were coming to see me. That too, Johnny. Don't be acting like your feelings are so hurt. You think you'll have time to show me around? Yeah, I'm feeling you, brother. But we need to set a few ground rules for a while you're here. A few ground rules for while you're here these next couple of weeks. First, I don't go by Johnny anymore. My name is J Dog Diddy. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm not sure I heard you right. What did you say your name is? J Dog Diddy. But you can call me J Dog or Dog Diddy. Just don't call me plain old Diddy, because Diddy sounds a lot like titty when it stands alone. So down here, you're known as J Dog Diddy from Sin Sin Nitty. That's right, little brother. You got the rhythm. Well, you might as well turn this cadet Liddy around and take me back to the airport, Johnny, if you think I'm calling you that. The name is not all that important, since you probably won't be meeting any of my homies anyway. But there are a couple of things that are important, Dwayne. First, don't answer the phone unless it's me. If it's me, I'll let it ring 3 times, hang up, and then call right back. Second, don't answer the door for any reason. Keep all the locks engaged and the window shades pulled down at all times. Don't worry about taking out the trash. I'll take care of that. Even if someone shows up claiming to be the police, don't fall for it. Let them slip the warrant under the door. I'm not on parole, so they need a warrant to come in. Come in? I exclaimed. Johnny, turn this pit mobile around and take me back to the damn airport. Why are you tripping? You think I'm tripping because I don't want to get raided, robbed, or shot in the head while I sleep? Johnny, I think that you've been doing too much on of your own stuff. Disclaimer, there may be cussing, so a little heavy on the disclaimer. Y'all know I'm be cussing, but it might be some cussing in this book. So just take it for what it is, okay? Ain't nobody said nothing about no stuff, but maybe you're right, little brother. Maybe it would be better if we found you a nice, quiet hotel room. Probably pretty expensive out here. Don't worry about the money, Dwayne. You my little brother and my first guest from back home. Anything that happens in this town over the next 2 weeks, it's on me. Now, we just have to decide where to plant you. LA is huge. I could see that. We had been driving for at least 30 minutes and I still hadn't seen anything that looked even remotely like the Los Angeles I had been seeing on TV my whole life. What about somewhere near your place? I suggested. I don't want to be stranded way out somewhere by myself. You won't be stranded, little brother. I have another car, but that won't do you much good if you don't know your way around. They call these freeways out here the spaghetti bowl because it's too boring out where I live. The valley is deader than the suburbs of Cincinnati on a Tuesday night. No, we'll get you a spot in Hollywood. Hollywood? I exclaimed. Now you talking. You think I see any movie stars there, Johnny? Maybe. You'll see a lot of other stuff too. What other stuff, Johnny? Come on, little brother. You know what I'm talking about. The other stuff that you're out here to check out. No, I don't know what you're talking about, Johnny. I said, my throat beginning to tighten. Look, if you have something to say, why don't you just say it? Don't be getting all bent out of shape, Dwayne. Just like when I told you that my business is my business, I respect yours is yours. Neither of us said a word for about a mile. As we pulled into the parking lot of the Holiday Inn at the corner of Highland and Hollywood Boulevard, Johnny broke the silence. Look, Dwayne, maybe I just accidentally put my foot in my mouth, and maybe it was a fraudulent slip. I just want you to know, little brother, that I know you gay. I've known this since we were kids. How could you know something like that, Johnny? I didn't even know until after you left. Don't ask me how, but it seems like I've always known that about you. That's why I got in so many fights in school. Nobody was gonna be talking smack about my little brother because he was a little different. I knew that you were looking out for me, Johnny. You were the best big brother ever. It was so hard when you had to leave. I never even got a chance to thank you. There were tears in the corner of my eyes. Come on, my brother said. Let's get you that room. New journal. Journal entry 1309, May  28th, 1979. My God, Holy Father, here I am once again, pleading to be heard. Lord, I am so worried about my brother. I beg you, Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, to please consider his case. After Johnny helped me to bring my bags up to my room, he turned on his pager. I guess it had been off since he picked me up at the airport. That piece of noisy machinery is still ringing in my ears, even though he's been gone for hours. After the 12th or 13th or 16th time, I asked Johnny to turn it off again. No can do, little brother, he said. I wanted for us to have a chance to catch up a little since you got here. But now the sun is down and I've got to get back to work. I have been seriously neglecting my business. I thought you said you wanted to keep your business to yourself, Johnny. How are you going to keep your business to yourself with that thing going off every 30 seconds? That's why you must know that I now have to go, he said in a little rhyme as he took the hotel telephone to the bathroom. But first, I'd better make a couple calls. He was in there for close to an hour, and I don't know what made that man think that I couldn't hear him because the door was closed. I could hear every word, Lord. So now I know all about J Dog Diddy's business. He sells cocaine, and from what I could tell, huge quantities of it. Johnny wasn't talking in hundreds. Every deal he made was for thousands of dollars. I could hardly recognize any trace of my brother in the voice emanated from behind that bathroom door. So serious, so hard, and so cold. To hear J Dog talk, you would think that the whole world owed him money, and he was going to get it one way or the other. When he came out of that bathroom, he was moving like the road runner. Okay, little brother, he said, got a split. I'll have somebody drop a car for you in the morning. Somebody? I exclaimed. Aren't you going to bring the car, Johnny? I can't drive two cars at the same time, Dwayne. What's the matter with you? Don't worry so much. We'll be splitting penny time together. But even if I do get tired up from time to time, LA is not nearly as dangerous as they make it sound on TV. At least not way over here. Hollywood is fine. Go out and have some fun for once in your life, he said as he slipped the big wad of bills into my hand. Thanks a lot, Johnny, I said, clutching my fist around the bills. But I don't want to meet any of your friends. Fine, I'll have them leave the keys at the front desk, he said on his way out the door. It's a red Mustang, and the doors closed behind him. I opened my hand, and there was almost $1,000 there. And for the first time, Lord, I began to suspect that there was going to be hell to pay for taking Johnny's money. I know that I am just an ignorant church boy from Cincinnati, Lord. I'm very naive about the ways of the world. But I'm not so naive that I don't know that my brother is in big trouble. Johnny is one of those guys that you read about in the newspapers. One of the ones whose story gets buried on the back pages because no one cares about another dead drug dealer. He's in trouble, Lord. Big trouble. And I'm asking you to save him. I've sat through many testimonial services through the years, Father. I know that you can do this. Johnny is not a bad person. You know his heart. He is a good person, Lord. But I can see that the world has taken him. I don't think that it was a strong cup of coffee that sent him flying out of that bathroom like his butt was on fire either. This is not a good situation, Lord. I'm asking from every depths of my being, please consider my brother Johnny. Only you can do what needs to be done here. Johnny won't be able to walk away from this. No way. We were born into poverty, Lord. Who knows better than you the way we lived? So how is Johnny going to be able to walk away from the kind of money I heard him talking about in the bathroom when I can't even walk away from the crumbs that fall from his table? Up until today, I don't think I ever even considered the possibility that something bad could happen to my brother. Since I was a baby, Johnny has seemed invincible to me. And now this. My mind is flooded with memories of Benny Nicholas. I didn't see that thing that happened with Benny coming, and yet even today, I can help but wonder. Maybe if I was paying more attention, thinking less about myself and more about what was going on with my friend, I could have somehow made a difference. Evil was stalking Benny. Then the way it's stalking Johnny now? Mm, different method, same devil. He's flying around this town like he owns it, Lord. But even I can see that it's not going to end well. I'm not a prophet, Father, and yet I see something. Something dark and horrid coming this way. I fell into a deep sleep while sitting up right at the writing desk. Continued. Thank you, Father, for you have blessed me. It is a little after 4 in the morning now, and I just woke up. And strangely enough, I know just as clearly as I know my name what I must do. As I am continuing this page that I started last night, I'm in the same time licking the flap shut on the envelope containing all of the money that Johnny gave me last night. When he shows up, I'll give him the envelope and tell him to pick up the keys to his Mustang at the front desk, right where his friends left them. Of course, he's already paid for the room and my plane ticket out here, and pretty much everything else that I bought or used over the last 3 or 4 years, including most of the clothes on my back. But this is the day that it stops. Whoo, hallelujah. God, we have just given the devil a black eye. Okay. I don't remember everything that happened in the dream, Lord, but I know that you communicated with me once again. And now I'm so happy I could do cartwheels up and down the halls of this hotel. Of course, Johnny will be hurt at first. He'll think I'm judging him. I can see why. He'll probably be thinking that I'm a hypocrite after taking the money for so long. And he'll be right to think that, of course, because I am a hypocrite. Like, I really believe that my then 19-year-old brother was making enough money pushing props around the movie studio to send me hundreds and hundreds of dollars almost every month. I knew that something wasn't right the moment I saw the look on my grandmother's face when I slipped and told her about the money 3 years ago. If I didn't know that something wasn't right, then why did I have to slip to tell her? And why did I find it necessary to keep a secret P.O. box? Was it to hide something that I knew was good? Yes, I am a hypocrite and a whole lot worse too. I know, and you know, Father, that I am just as vile, just as self-serving, and just as repulsive in your sight as Johnny or any of the lowest of his associates. Woo! I'm not one of those Christians prone to waste a lot of time trying to convince anyone who will listen that I am somehow living holy or even righteously. I know what I am, Lord. That's why at this moment, I feel on the verge of both laughing and crying at the same time. For you have done a work in me on this day. Finally, I know that the ex-drunks and drug addicts are talking about. I have been delivered. You have done something for me, Lord, that I was either incapable or unwilling to do for myself. I would no more take even $1 of Johnny's drug money as I would leap from the 10th floor of this hotel. I am free of this, and I can plainly see it for what it is now. Evil. I only wish that I could remember more of the dream. Was there more to it than my own deliverance? Am I missing something even deeper? Oh God, why can't I remember? Now, I'm even more worried about Johnny than ever. Lord, if anything happens to my brother, I just don't see how I could go on. My Lord, I beg you, please consider my brother Johnny. Defeat this evil that has a hold on him. I plead for your mercy, Father. And for myself, I plead also, God. Forgive me my unbelief. Help me to trust you now more than I already trust you. Stir up in me that which I would need to turn my brother over to your care. If there is anything that you need from me concerning Johnny, Lord, I beg you to make it plain so that I can understand what I'm to say or do. Order my steps and his steps too. Bring us both into your perfect will for our lives. I ask that these things be done in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But even so, let your will be done, God. Hallelujah. Journal entry 1310, May 30th, 1979. Oh my God. Well, Lord, as usual, there is certainly much to report. Perhaps it would be better if I spoke in a parable, because I must admit that I'm struggling to find the right words to describe what I experienced last night. Let's say that there was an alien born to human parents on planet Earth many years ago. I think I would call this alien Mimi. And let's say that Mimi walked this planet pretty much alone for close to 20 years. Now, Mimi knew that there were other aliens on the planet. He even spotted one from time to time. But Mimi had a problem. You see, he didn't look like an alien. Over the years, the alien Mimi had pretty much perfected looking and acting like any other human being. Only other aliens had the power to see through his cover, so he avoided them like the plague. In fact, Mimi wouldn't even say so much as a hello to another alien. So fearful was he that one of the humans would make the connection. So, poor Mimi wandered the planet alone for close to 20 years, looking like a human being, no less alien. He spent the first part of his life pretending to be something that he was not. One day, as Mimi was wandering through the desert, alone as usual, he stumbled into a strange land. Wow! He screamed to himself, but silently to himself. What kind of place is this? Everyone in the land was alien. The butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. The bus driver was an alien. The street cleaners were aliens. The mayor was the biggest alien of all. There were young ones and old ones, rich ones and poor ones, tall and short, aliens in every color, shape, and size imaginable. I'm home! I'm home! He cried, almost out loud. Never before had the alien Mimi felt such pure joy. Never again would he have to hide out and pretend. There was no one to pretend for everyone he saw was just like him. Please forgive me this somewhat unorthodox way of communicating with you, Father. But I think what I'm trying to say here is that I didn't hate being an alien as much as I thought. What I hated more than everything else was being different. Of course, what I've really tried to say with this story is that I went out last night. Well, Mimi was so right when he said, wow. I could hardly believe what I was seeing, Lord. That wasn't just a nice crowd of people out having a good time. That was a great multitude of gay people absolutely packed into every bar, restaurant, and disco up and down what must be Gay Central, Santa Monica Boulevard. It's so much more than I ever imagined. I knew that there would be a lot of gay people living in Hollywood, and especially West Hollywood. I had done my research. But nothing could have prepared me for what I experienced last night. Thousands and thousands of gorgeous young people everywhere I looked. Well, maybe there were older people there too. But to tell you the truth, I wasn't paying much attention. My nature was at an all-time high. I wanted to reach out and grab somebody. Maybe this was too much for a 20-year-old virgin to take in all at once. Well, I had already decided that this was one little piece of information that I would be keeping to myself. I wasn't even sure I wanted to tell anyone that I was visiting from Ohio. Who wants to be treated like a hick from the Midwest? Of course, I wasn't able to get into most of the bars since I'm not yet 21. but I saw more than was necessary to make my decision. My God, I can't go back. Please don't make me go back. I have no life there, Lord. At best, all I could do in Ohio is sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else live. How can I go back to Cincinnati knowing what I know now? Knowing that it doesn't have to be that way? How can I go back to that blatant oppression, destined to live a life that simply doesn't count or matter to anyone other than myself? Johnny had hit it right on the head, of course. I wasn't just coming out here to see him. True told, visiting my brother was just a little more than an afterthought. I simply had to see this thing for myself. Lord, who knows better than you that this is not just some impulsive, irrational decision made by an overzealous youth who is way away from home for the first time? I've been planning on living here since I was 16. In fact, this is our big plan. Benny, Terry Baxter, and me. We were all three supposed to be making the big move out here together at right around this same time. Of course, who knows what the two of them were really planning. When Reverend Nicholas had told me that the two of them had been lovers, well, you could have knocked me unconscious with a feather. Even now, I don't understand what all the sneakiness was about. I had no romantic or sexual interest in either of them. But I couldn't confront Benny about their deception. What with being dead and all. And Terry Baxter disappeared shortly after the funeral. And since he was only a child and his parents didn't go to our church, I never knew what happened to him. So here I am in the city of my dreams. It's very exciting. And at the same time, more than a little scary. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to save up quite a bit of money. For the moment, I'll take that as your approval. Of course, I was planning on staying with Johnny until I got myself together. But now it looks like I'm on my own. He was hurt and mad, of course, that I gave back his stuff, but he'll get over it. I tried to explain to my brother that by continuing to take his money, I was saying that what he was doing was okay. But Johnny is not nearly spiritual enough to accept that I got a word from you. It's not okay, Johnny, I said. And what you're doing is, he said. Well, that didn't take long. Why don't you tell me a little more about what I'm doing, Johnny, since you know so much about me? You're the one that started it, throwing my money back at me like you're so clean and I'm so dirty. Nobody said anything about you being dirty, Johnny. Your money and how you get it, that's what's dirty. Have you ever taken the time to look into the eyes of a base head? Well, you wouldn't see much if you did. There are dead people walking around, Johnny, and you and people who do what you do are keeping them that way. It's the work of Satan, Johnny. Can't you see that? It wasn't so dirty when you were running your little butt down to that P.O. box every month. Damn, little brother, you must have thought I owned a movie studio out here. The money is dirty, Johnny. There is a curse on that kind of money. Don't you read the newspapers? Sure, I read the newspapers now and then, Dwayne. I read a lot of stuff. I even read the Bible a little here and there. What about you, little brother? You ever read the Bible, Dwayne? I'm still the same person that I was the last time you saw me. If I was reading it then, I'm reading it now. Not a lot has changed about the part of my life, John. How about you? Where do you go to church? Can I go there with you? I never understood how homosexuals could read the Holy Scriptures and still do what they do. What do you do? Just skip over certain parts? Maybe you can make me understand that, Dwayne. You know you're the only one we've ever had in the family. No, I don't think I can make you understand that, Johnny. It's pretty heavy stuff for someone in your condition. I'm talking about the white particles in your mustache, of course. But there is something that I think that even you can understand, brother. The last dollar that I took from the devil was used to pay for this room. You made the mistake of paying cash and putting it in my name. That means that this is my room, and I'm not telling you, Dig Dog Diddy, or whatever your name is, to get the hell out. Mm. And if you ever come at me like that again, Negro, that will be our very last conversation. I then opened the door and placed my hand on the fixture on the wall. And the last thing I said to my brother was, the next sound you hear will be the sirens from the emergency fire alarm. Get out. I wasn't really that mad at him, Lord, but he caught me off guard with the biblical attack he was about to wage against me. As if my brother Johnny knew or cared anything about the laws written in the book of Leviticus. He doesn't even care about the laws written in the United States. Maybe Johnny wouldn't be in the predicament that he's in right now if the book had said, thou shalt not snort, smoke, or sell cocaine. But somehow, I doubt that would have made any difference whatsoever. Enough about Johnny. After that stunt he just pulled, I'd just as soon not talk or even think about the goings on of Mr. J. Dog Diddy for a long while. This is not about Johnny. I'm about to make the biggest decision of my life so far. I'm not telling you what I'm going to do, Father, but I'm asking you. Can I please do this? Journal entry 1315, June 23rd, 1979. Bless you, Holy Father. I guess if everything starts falling all to hell in the weeks and months to come, it will mean that I'm not in the place where you would have me to be. For the moment, though, things seem to be going very well. I just picked up the keys to my new apartment. I'm very excited, Father. Not only am I finally out of Ohio, but I actually have my own place. I have my own bathroom, my own kitchen. I even have my own dishwasher. It's a pretty small apartment, true, but more than enough for one person. I can hardly wait to fill it up with my own stuff. Reverend Nicholas made me a promise that I would let him pay for my very first sofa. My grandma and Benny were right. He really is a great man. I thought that I would hate him after what happened with Benny, but instead, we've become good friends. He even helped me to smooth things over with my family, especially my grandma. At first, she was very upset with me. She couldn't understand how I could just leave town, supposedly on vacation, and never come back. Dwayne, are you in some kind of trouble? She asked. Has something bad happened, baby? Tell me what's wrong. There's nothing wrong, Grandma. I just like it out here, and I want to see if I can make it work. What's wrong with making it work in Cincinnati? I don't remember you being so unhappy here. There's nothing wrong with Cincinnati, Grandma. It's just that I'm not a little kid anymore. A lot of people leave home at around my age. They leave home, son. That's not the same as leaving town. It's just the way you left that's working on my nerves, Dwayne. No goodbye, no handshake, no nothing. Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to stay or not, but you're right. I could have done things differently. I'm sorry, but hey, Grandma, it's not like I went out to war or the funeral home. I'll be back. California is not on the other side of the world. I guess you'll be hanging out with your brother. Dwayne, it's not too late. Why don't you come on back home to your family, son? Mark my words. Nothing good is going to come out of... Actually, Johnny and me haven't seen very much of each other, I said. To tell you the truth, Grandma, we got into a little disagreement a few days after I got here, and I hadn't seen him since. Well, that's something at least. It's not that we don't love your brother just as much as we always did, Dwayne. But sometimes it's just better to keep your distance, even from your own family. It breaks my heart. You always taught us that prayer changes things. That I did. And that is the truth. I have you both continually lifted up, son, and you pray for my strength as well. I tell you, Dwayne Brown, no matter how old I get, watching these baby chicks leave the nest doesn't get one bit easier. Well, I better let you go, son. The pastor wants to have a private word with me before Bible study. I don't know what Reverend Nicholas said to my grandma, but whatever it is, she seems much more accepting of the probability that I won't be moving back to Ohio. The last time we talked, she wanted to know if I had seen any movie stars and how close my apartment was to the beach. I know that I'm going to miss a lot of people from back home, but I'm going to miss my grandma most of all. I still haven't heard anything from Johnny since the night I threatened to pull the fire alarm on him. I guess it really is true that one of the very worst things you can do to a drug dealer is threaten them with the authorities, even if it is only the fire department. Johnny was still talking stuff when he left the hotel room, but boy, was he moving fast out that door. I wouldn't have really put it on him, Lord. Johnny and me both are smart enough to know that security would probably show up first. And after they saw that get up that J Dog Diddy was wearing, they no doubt would call for backup. Maybe I'm just stupid and painfully square, but it seems to me that if I was in the business that Johnny is in, I'd try a little harder to blend in the background. Anyway, Lord, I haven't seen my brother in almost a month. It seems too weird for us both to be way out here in California, both grown men now, and having nothing to do with each other. Especially since we hadn't seen each other in so long. And the fact that Johnny is still the only person that I know in Los Angeles. I almost broke down and called him last night. Unfortunately, now the ball is totally in my court. Johnny couldn't contact me now even if he tried. I've already checked out of the hotel and am now sitting on the floor of my new apartment. My brother has no way of knowing where I've gone. I hate this. Johnny is the one that stepped over the line. He could be the one calling me. I guess I could walk back over to the Holiday Inn and give them a forwarding address. Who knows? They might even take it. Okay, I hear you coming through loud and clear, Jesus. I've got to call my brother. But can I at least wait until my telephone is hooked up next week? Okay, I'm going. I'm sorry, but the number has been disconnected, said the machine on the other end. And scene. That is chapter 4, and I am not going to go into chapter 5 because that is very long before we get to an intermission part. So, yeah, that was our 45-minute read of Love and Gospel Music. What's wrong with telling the damn truth? Okay, so we see that now Dwayne has left Ohio. I'm going to drop my link for anybody if you want to come up here and discuss what we have read or what you have heard thus far from chapter 4. Dwayne has moved now from Ohio. Could y'all do that? Has anybody ever done that? You know, you went off the vacation and you ain't never go back home? Has anybody ever done that? I never did that. Clearly, I'm still where I'm at, honey. I've never done that. I don't know if I can do that. That's a little scary. Especially not knowing if you got enough money. You don't know how much stuff costs. But, well, he said he wanted to move there since he was 16. So, obviously, he knows a little something about the area. But I think that was a good read. So, we'll see. Brother Johnny. Child, I don't know why I call him Brother Johnny. But J Dog Diddy. He a whole drug dealer, and he's also using his own merchandise. So he must not be doing a whole lot of it, considering he still was sending all that money back home. So he can't be too down bad, right? I don't know. But while I am doing my church announcements, if you guys can please drop your chocolate and your sun emojis in the chat. For those of you that may be new over here, the chocolate and the sun emoji represents the love and light that we all possess and we all share to one another here and other places that we may see each other in the YouTube streets. If you want, you can follow me over on Instagram, instagram.com/almondbrown09. If you want to send me an email, if you're an author and you would like for your book to be read here at the Almond Delights Reading Corner, you can send me an email at almondbrown09@gmail.com and we can get our correspondence going. Or if you're on Instagram, you can also leave your information there. We also have a P.O. box. If you would like to send anything in the mail, especially if you're an author and you want to send your book, you can send it here. And yeah, you can send it there. Almond Brown 09, P.O. Box 1058, Stark, Florida 32091. You can send it there. Any other love offering, any other love gifts that you guys want to send, you can do that as well. It is appreciated, but not required. Okay? Appreciate it, but it ain't required. But I love you for it anyways. If you would like to listen to this read and any other read that I have, because I have read about I have read about like 6 books already, 6 or 7 books, and they're all over there on my podcast, anchor.fm/Almond Brown 09. You can go over there and listen to it on the go. You can still watch the videos, but you can go over there and listen to it on the go. If you guys see Mr. Timothy Blaine out there, you guys can thank him for allowing us to read his book. And Shadia, the link to the anchor.fm is not complete on this. It's anchor.fm/Almond Brown 09. I know it probably cut off the rest of your letters or whatnot, but all the information for this book and any other book is down in the description box below. If you can please go down there and go and support our author by going and purchasing his book either on your Kindle or the hard copy. I know I'm reading to y'all, okay, but you can still go and purchase the book. You can also read along with us. Don't read ahead, but read along with us. We would appreciate that. He will appreciate that. But I thank you guys for coming over here and joining me for this week's read. We will be back next week for our next read Monday nights, every time 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I tell you otherwise. Also, Friday night. I apologize for not being able to do the Friday night this past Friday, but baby, no, it's the same PO box. Okay, girl, cause ma'am, Jada, ma'am, ma'am, do we need to talk? PO Box 1058, Stark, Florida 32091. Inbox me or DM me if it's something different that you may have, because I don't. This is the only one that I've had. I haven't had anything different. Not the PO Box. Now you had another address, but not that. Don't use that one. But yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me. So this Friday we will be back. Unless anything happens, I will tell y'all ahead of time, but I do plan on being back here for our Friday night red light special with my co-host Jada LaRue as well as Shadia. They are now in the chat. And please go over and subscribe to Jada. She says she will be doing a live this week. So y'all go over and subscribe to her, please. And thank you. We will be doing our next Paint and Praise the end of July. I wanted to do one this month, but I have a lot going on. If you guys don't know, I have my own salon and I am doing a grand opening the beginning of July. So I got to get all that done. So I won't have time to paint anything. I'm not going to say praise because y'all know I praise in a minute. Okay. But I don't have time to stop and paint nothing, child. So the end of July, the link for that is amazingpaintparty.com. Amazingpaintparty.com is where we will be getting our canvases from. It's a paint by numbers. It's a paint by numbers system canvas or whatnot. So you can either do that or you can free paint if you would like to free paint. And we know we have some painters on here. Shout out to Angela. Girl, are you in the bushes? Shout out to Angela for her free paint, as well as Demetra. She did a free paint or whatnot. Free hand painting, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, Jada. But yeah. Paint and Praise and the red. Oh, girl, we are not doing the paint. Listen, y'all, and guess what? Who's on the line will be coming back soon. I ain't gonna tell y'all when, because I might just do a whole impromptu who's on the line, and I bet not see nobody in that say boo. Keep it to yourself. You know who I'm talking to. But anyway, yes, you guys, I will talk to y'all later, honey, because I will keep rambling. But I will be doing the update video on shaping for you. I have to do a video on that as well as a unboxing. I don't want to do that here because y'all know I put this over on my podcast. So yeah, I might do it while I'm still sitting here. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if it'll be upload or live. Who knows? Because I'm gonna block you, Phenomenal. You don't listen. You don't listen. I'm gonna block you. Anyways, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Listen, smile at somebody because I know I haven't been coming on in the daytime, so I'm gonna tell y'all now. Use this for the morning time. Okay, smile at somebody. It may change their day. It may even change your day. Even with a mask on, they can see it in your eyes. Okay. So I love you guys with the love of God, and there is what? Nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye. Thank you all for joining another episode of Almond Delights Reading Corner. I pray that you enjoyed yourself and you're relaxing your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. Come back and join us again next week as we continue our reading. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Be blessed and enjoy your evening.